Hey guys, what's up? It's Vic Ninja Closer. I'm here with Chris Eckhart, another one of our undeniable closers that came through the program and is killing it right now. What's up, Chris? How you doing?
What's up, man? It's a pleasure to be here.
Dude, it's been so good having you in the program, and I'm so glad to actually get the chance to talk to you today.
Likewise, man. Likewise. I'm out here in Chicago and it's a gift. So let's have this conversation.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me a little bit about you. Like, where'd you come from? How'd you start this high ticket business?
Yeah. So a little background on me is I'm a professional actor, big in the theater scene throughout California, just working through regional theater. And just that's my huge passion, right? And when COVID hit, lost all acting work, right? Like, especially theater, live performance just shut down.
Yeah.
And so what I fell into was doing delivery driving for cannabis of all things, just because at that time it was seen as an essential business. And I had to go back to my hometown because I lost all my work. And I was just put in this really odd place in my life, right? Like I, at that time, was having massive momentum in my acting career. And then suddenly just, boop, just shut down.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I felt very lost. I had no money coming in. So I was going into a little bit of debt. Luckily, my parents let me come in, but of course, obviously, like at least for me, I didn't want to go back to living with my parents after all that situation.
Right.
Um,
Naturally.
Naturally, right? And so I was in that place of I just needed to get money. Found this cannabis place that was looking for a driver because it was essential business. I was like, I'll do anything. I just need money to save up and change my situation. So started working there, and I was doing like 10 to 12 hours driving, just sitting in a car all by myself and just taking a lot of time with myself. And I started being a little stir crazy. And it got me to a point where I just started listening to podcasts and audiobooks and lectures, just anything I could to just like, how can I use this time to benefit me in the most productive way?
Hmm.
And so during that time, saw an ad that shared a little bit of information about closing, and it hopped me in. I just got super interested. I was like, maybe this could be something for me. Didn't know what it would look like, so I hopped into it, started learning about closing. I'm not going to name any names to what that program was, but it definitely it. One thing I'm grateful for is it showed me what sales was, but it did not actually show me how to have a career in sales.
Hmm.
And so I was kind of lost and confused. I was like, this sounds like a great opportunity, but how do I even hop in? And so what I actually initially did is I found like a tax floor, like a tax firm that was looking for a sales guy. I was working on a tax sales floor for a little bit. Not the most interesting of places to be, but it got me in the world, right?
Right.
Um, and then just by chance, my first experience with JD was actually in his group. That's just a group for opportunities for closers, right? Because I was just looking to see what I could find. By chance, someone had made a post in there as an opportunity. I was like, cool, let me check this out. Again, not going to say any names, but that team, they were a very early business and they were not treating their team well. I wasn't really getting paid on time. I was going into debt when I thought I would be in an opportunity that would actually be making me a lot of money. And
Hmm.
I was just looking for answers, man. I was lost. And just through networking, a lot of people were like, hey, this guy JD, he's been helping me. Maybe you'd like to connect with him. So got connected with JD. He told me about what his mission was with Undeniable, and I just resonated with it. And I resonated with JD. Like there was just something about him. I was like, this
Yeah.
guy, genuine. He's honest. And I could tell that he really wants to help people. Right? There's a lot of people in this space, especially having been here now for a while. There are a lot of people in this space who use the power of influence and persuasion for not the best interests.
Yeah.
But I could feel in my gut that JD was true and that he really was out here to help people. And after having worked with him now, it's only proven that. And working with him, he really showed me what I needed to do for my process, and it's gotten me to where to go. I know I'm rambling up here.
Oh,
Like I
it's
could just
good.
keep
It's
going.
good.
Yeah, tell
Yeah.
me any direction I need
So
to be going with this.
when you say you connected with JD, like you were struggling, how did that work? Like, did he just say, "Oh, this is some things you got to do," or like, how was that process? Like, how long did that take for you to get from struggling to, okay, I think I understand what I need to do?
Yeah. So I mean, for example, right, like my first gig working on that tax floor was simply by just like looking at what jobs were in my area. Cool, it's hiring. I applied, interviewed, got it. It was a very like low low barrier of entry. They're kind of just like, let's take people on, hop on the thing, cold calling. And then the other situation where like I had that first online sales gig working remotely, it was just someone posted on a Facebook group and I did it, right? But what JD, something he talks about so much is like the best opportunities are not just being posted on those groups, right? The best opportunities aren't being put on job listings. They're the ones that are like asking through networks, like, hey, do you know anyone? So on and so forth. And he showed me that what I was doing, where yes, I was having positions, obviously the reason I wasn't having the best opportunities was because I just wasn't following a strategy. I wasn't following like a system to follow, to network, to go from, hi, just saying like introducing myself, to let's have a conversation to see if we can help each other. And that's what he gave me guidance on, was actually having a system to follow in this online space. Because there's a lot of people out here who will tell you, just connect with this person, say like certain like recruiters and stuff like that, which can be helpful, but then you're at the mercy of that recruiter having a position for you in the first place. And you just are crossing your fingers waiting. You're giving the power up to other people. What JD showed me was like how I could get a position through my own action. And following that system is what allowed me to transition from that, which was originally a real estate offer, transition from there into a marketing offer, which still wasn't my niche. My niche was more into like the personal development, mental side of things. But JD, again, coming to it, he was so big on mindset too. Because for me, I was like, oh, like this seems like a cool opportunity. The company was doing $1 million a month, like it was a proven company. And JD helped me find a strategy to get there in the first place. And he helped me with the mindset of like, okay, there's a lot of people in the industry, for example, the group that inspired me into sales in the first place, that make it out to be that like sales is this big, super easy thing. Like you're just going to make tons of money. And JD sort of gave me like a reality check, but in the best possible way.
Yeah.
The sense that like, it's not easy, but it's simple.
Yeah.
That if you have the right systems, and then you also know like a process to follow, and then also just having the right mindset, like that's such a big thing too in sales, right? This, especially like mindset, what's going up in here is largely what's going to influence that call.
Right.
So, I mean, he helped me from networking to interviews to the mindset again. And it all just came together, which has led me to where I am today, which has been just a dream opportunity.
Awesome. So how long have you been in this opportunity?
Where I'm at right now, I started in April. So April, May, and June now. So a couple months now. And it's really awesome to see, like, finally have this dream, right? Like being in that, driving 10 to 12 hours a day, seeing this thing about sales of like, this could be, the thing that changes my life. And now to actually be doing that, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm in here, Chicago. I don't live in Chicago, but now I'm able to live out this dream of working remotely, traveling, and making good money while doing it.
Yeah. So you go from delivering cannabis, knowing nothing about sales, and you come into sales. A lot of people think that when you get on sales, especially if you do role plays and things like that, that's going to be easy. It's going to be quick. You're going to start making money. You're going to be closing at like 40, 50% right off the bat. Where did you start out closing? Like your first, say, month, what was your closing percentage?
I think I was probably like 10% at the first place I was at, which was also the odd thing too of, it kind of taught me to be a little bit wary of someone who would just take someone as a closer who has no experience.
Yeah.
Because the sales world there, it's big. Like it's an endless hole of like learning and studying, and there's just so much to know here. And so I think I was at like 10% or something like that. And now where I'm at, having done the training, been through the dojos, I've had weekends where I'm closing at like 75%. So
wow, 75% over the weekend. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been pretty massive for me.
That's awesome, man. So tell me, I really like the way you said, you just had to go through and learn the process and get the right systems down. How was that for you? Was that kind of one of those things where you just, do the course, or you come to the calls, or was it like, I need some one-on-one time. I need some time to like really dive in and understand this.
Yeah, it was a mix of both, right? A big thing for me was, again, getting the mindset right. I did definitely have a little bit of myself that was like, it's the internet space. Obviously, I knew that it wouldn't be 100% easy, but I also knew that I had to commit. I think that's a good word to use, is because for myself, I'll speak for myself. I've seen a lot of other people in the world, in this world, kind of be in this same sort of energy. But I'll speak from my own personal place. Is that um, I knew that it would take work, but I didn't know the consistent kind of work that it would have to take. And I had to really speak to myself of like, how, like, is this worth it to you? Right? Like, are you going to do this? And when we get back to those systems and strategies, again, when I say it's not easy, right? It's not, it takes work, but it is simple. And if you have the consistency with it, you can make it happen. And the thing that's great, and what I've just loved about Undeniable and JD and you, Victor, and just the entire team, is like, there have been multiple points where I've had blocks, you know, and with those blocks, I knew with confidence that I could hop on a group call, or I could shoot someone a DM, or post in the community like, hey, this is something I'm having some challenges with. What's your, like, does anyone have any recommendations? Does anyone have any experience with something like this? And getting full guidance.
Yeah.
I never felt like I was just swimming in the water lost. The entire time I felt like I had guidance to show me where I needed to go. And even just to, like, there were calls, Victor, where like I came on, just my mind was like all lost over the place, like, especially when, sales, you have the highest highs and the lowest lows. And I would come
Hmm.
on those calls with some of the lowest lows, and just being like, how do I move forward in a situation like this? When, like, I have a weekend where maybe my close rate just crashed, and I just am starting to stress out, and being able to just be realigned by the team here and getting put back on track. And that's what's gotten me to where I am. I mean,
Yeah.
like, endless gratitude for what I've gotten here.
So what's the percentage of shift that you would say from when you were doing it on your own to where you are at now?
Night and day. Night
Yeah.
and day. Like, um it's just been so powerful to like feel confident that, obviously I never want to have, like, I don't want to put this into the universe, I guess, but just for example, right, like, if God forbid something happened to the position I'm in right now, right, I know exactly what to do to get another opportunity, and not
And
just
that's
a random opportunity, a solid opportunity.
and that's powerful, right?
Absolutely.
It's knowing that no matter what happens with where I'm at right now, I've got this lined up down the road and that lined up down the road because my network is big enough and
Yeah.
my skills are astute enough for that I'd be able to just go out and get whatever I wanted whenever I want it.
Yeah, I want something that JD has always said that I love is, don't plant seeds
When you're hungry.
when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Plant them before, right? And that has been a huge shift for me, and it's what saved me, right? Like, he started kind of putting that into my mind when I was at that first offer that just was not working at all.
Mhm.
Um, because, like, yes, I was there, I was like, oh, like, especially coming from, someone who just wanted an opportunity. I was like, oh, I have a gig, like, all that. And so many people, they're just looking for a gig. So I was up here feeling like all high and mighty, like I have one. But there even is a difference between like, even a bad gig is sometimes worse than than just
Yeah.
nothing. And
Yeah.
JD, that's another thing, is like, while yes, I have the system to like network and connect with people and get on interviews and stuff like that, he also has taught me how to see the bad opportunities from the good ones, like how to
Mhm.
really sift through them and qualify. Because I mean, we're all in here, sales, it's influence and persuasion, and there's a lot of companies out there that are using influence and persuasion to get you on their team.
Yeah.
And so if you can be able to look through the cracks and really see the truth in all these things, and say you can get on an interview, like I can hop on an interview now, and not to be like cocky with the owner of the business or anything like that, but like I can be there in a confident state and almost turn the interview table around now, where I
Yeah.
can start asking them questions and learn about them, which also builds a new kind of rapport of them being like, oh, this guy's serious. Like, it's a huge shift. It's a huge shift.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. And it's really cool because it's not just closing skills that you're learning, right? These are life skills. These are skills you can take anywhere in any industry. This is going to help your acting. This is going to help everything about who you are. It's taking the skills of handling yourself well and presenting yourself as a business that will allow you to thrive wherever you're at.
Yeah, I love what you're touching on here because it's a fact. All of these skills, they're not just great for sales. It's helping me in every area of my life, right? I've always been big, like I'm a big yogi, I'm a yoga teacher also. And so like always being big with the mindset, but there's always new stuff to learn,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so getting guidance from JD, getting guidance from you. So like just the mindset stuff there, but then looking at say like the networking, it's invaluable for my acting career
Oh
because
yeah.
now I'm able to take those same strategies and apply it to my acting career. And so in the same way, like, I mean, the same things in acting, right? Like the best opportunities, they're not just being put on the audition board.
Right.
You know, they're like through networks, like who do you know, so on and so forth. And so I now have a system that will not only help me in my sales career, but help me for my acting. And also the other big thing is like, because I'm able to have the level of control over my schedule and things like that, I'm able to no longer have, say, like when I was doing that delivery job, 10 to 12 hours, like I couldn't commit time to my passions.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now, like I have a career that doesn't steal from my passions, but in fact only contributes to them.
Wow.
And that's a dream.
That's powerful. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And you said you know who you know, but I feel like networking, it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you and how they feel about you.
Yes.
And you have
Yes.
power over that. You have complete control over that. And I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, dude, it's been a great conversation. I love talking to you. We could talk forever,
Yeah.
but I'd like to let you get back to what you're doing. I know you're working. I know you got a busy job. I know you're a busy man. So just wanted to say thank you for hopping on and talking with me. And I really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Is there any way that you would give some parting knowledge to anyone who's kind of sitting on the fence, struggling a little bit with should or not? Should I hop in to something like the Undeniable Closer, or should I kind of try to do it on my own? Or, is there any knowledge you can give to someone who may be on the fence?
Yeah, yeah. I'll share my own personal story because I think there will be plenty of people who may be in a similar situation, and I want to like really put this message out.
Yeah.
When I came to Undeniable, I was in debt, I was lost, I was anxious, I just did not know what direction to take in my life, and I spoke to JD, and I was in a place where to make this happen, I would have to open up a credit line and quote unquote go like in my mind, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go further into debt to make something like this happen. But if you can look at this as not going into debt, but an investment into your future, it not only is that a mindset shift, but when you commit to that, I want anyone who's listening to this to know that JD, Victor here, the entire Undeniable team, they will make sure that you hit your goals. And like, if you're even just on the fence, just jump in. Because I can say from my own place, I was on the fence because of not even necessarily of like, you know, anything about JD or the team, maybe I was skeptical because like, obviously in my position, like I don't want to make a wrong decision financially, right? I know there's a lot of people out there who can feel that way. So if you're hearing this, know that this is a great decision and just don't even look anywhere else. Hop in, dive in. JD and the team here, they're going to make sure you get where you want to go. Lean in, be decisive, be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and grow. And that's what you're going to do here. And my like endless gratitude for everything from Undeniable. I know I wouldn't be where I'm at all if it wasn't for you guys.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for that. We'll see you soon. Get back to work. Keep making that money, man.
Likewise, man. Peace.
See ya.